You shouldn't be on a prayer schedule. I know this sounds like the opposite of like the typical Christian advice, but let me explain. God is relational. He isn't some distant king who's like raining down judgment from afar. He's a loving father. And like a loving father, he wants you to talk to him all the time. If you've ever heard the phrase that prayer is like a conversation with God, that's exactly what it is. It's literally you as the son or the daughter speaking to God the Father, and just you're having that relationship. One thing to remember is that love for God isn't just like a feeling you feel towards him. It's a shared life with him. The biggest problem with prayer schedules is that for some people it formalizes prayer so much that it becomes like a ritual obligation for them rather than just part of their relationship with God. A lot of people will make the mistake of just praying during their prayer schedule and not really praying much outside of that. But really, we should be praying throughout the day. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16 through 18, it says, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, and give thanks in all circumstances. This is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." So we know that we want to pray throughout the day, that we want to be like keeping God in mind in almost everything we do, actually in everything that we do. And that will just make your relationship with God just so much better. And I know that when I made that change, I've really just taken off in the amount of love that I feel from God. And that doesn't mean that prayer schedules are bad. Like, I think I kind of accidentally said that earlier, but it's objectively they're not. Prayer schedules are really good because they really help believers have like a schedule, right? A routine for how they can pray so that they never forget to pray in the day. So if you're having trouble with praying in general, like maybe you're struggling to remember to pray, then implementing a prayer schedule is actually a really good thing, and you should definitely do it. But if you're a believer who's been on the prayer schedule for a long time, or just are feeling like your relationship with God isn't where you want it to be, then maybe the prayer schedule is actually hindering you rather than helping you. Maybe you should get off the prayer schedule, or simply just keep the prayer schedule, but add in just prayer throughout the day. Just whenever God comes to your mind, just start talking to him, be like, hey God. And remember that prayer can be anything from like asking God for something to like praising him or talking to him about your feelings, or even just sitting there in silence with him. Praying throughout the day is an amazing way to become even closer to God. And if you want to learn more about prayer and about partnering with God to make your life better here on earth, then like and subscribe.